A proverb a day makes the folly go away. Proverbs 10:21. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for lack of sense. It's very interesting. When I was literally in the car driving the other day. And I was with my two girls. I forget where we were going, and my wife. I forget where we were going, but we were going somewhere. And for some reason, the old saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me." Yo, that's a load of BS. I'm not even going. Yo, that's a load of crap. Words are powerful. Words will shape the world. Words can destroy people within seconds if you use the right words. I was literally watching a video of one of a big YouTuber. I was watching a live that he had, and he was talking about how, I don't get upset, I don't get triggered, nothing like that. Things don't upset me because I'm a bigger man, I'm a big boss and all that good jazz, big dog. And the crazy part is, I don't even think this was intentional, because after like 2 minutes later, somebody had said something in the comments that triggered him. And it wasn't because of what he said, but because of the essence of what was going on. So essentially, the guy compared himself to the YouTuber, and that triggered him because he's like, yo, you are nowhere near where I am. My man spent like 10 minutes just talking about himself, how he got to where he is, and low-key belittling the dude. He realized that's what he was doing, so he had to catch himself, but he just kept on bringing the conversation back up for like 10 minutes, all because of something that somebody said, and it triggered him. Somebody who claimed to be so strong and mighty, and it triggered him easily. And that wasn't even, I'm pretty sure that wasn't even the guy's intention. So that just goes to say that words are powerful, and people misunderstand words. We think about the things that people say to us. You could literally change somebody's mood in an instant. I can't snap with that hand. In an instant. You can change somebody's mood. You can make them from being the happiest person in that day to being the most upset person that day. You can change them from being an upset person that day to being the happiest person that day. It's practically a superpower, what you use with your words. You can go from somebody saying that they're not going to do something to just saying a couple of words, and then they'll change their mind. Words are just so powerful and underestimated that people don't understand. You think politicians got to where they are because of their physique? No, because of their wisdom and their words. They know how to use their words to get people's attention. They know how to use their words to get votes. Clearly, as you can see with the past election, it was words that won the vote. Words, not brawn, not identity. Words. When you choose the right words, you can become dangerous. When you speak to certain people, I mean, heck, it even leads to being able to land jobs. It talks about, in the verse, it talks about being able to feed many. People that get in certain positions, get in certain high positions, unless you're like, I don't know, an engineer or a coder. But even then, you have to have some level, some type of understanding of how to use words in order to get to that point. Because unless people don't care about what you're saying, then it's whatever. But at the end of the day, a lot of people in certain fields have to be able to talk, know how to talk to other people, know how to interview. If you're going to get a job somewhere, more than likely the person that's hiring you has to like you. And you have to use words. If you're not using words, then you're just going to be a rat in the closet that may be paid well, that may not be paid well. But essentially, what's important is that you're using your words in the right way to get you into places, to get you into blessings that allow you to do certain things like feed many. But foolish people that don't have the right words, people that don't utilize speech, and that just don't care for certain things, they lack sense and they die for it. When you don't have wisdom, when you don't have understanding, and you're just doing things all willy-nilly, and you think that you're going to get anywhere, you're not. You're just not. A lot of jobs nowadays are not labor intensive jobs, especially high paying jobs are not labor intensive jobs. So if you don't know how to talk, especially when you're interviewing, talk righteously, and by righteously, I mean in the sense of, I don't even you're not talking in slang. You know when to talk and how to talk and who you're talking to and how to present yourself. You're not lying, you're not being dishonest, you're having integrity and all that stuff. You're thorough with the words that you're saying and not jumping back and forth between, oh yeah, I did this and that, but then I also did that, but then I also did this. And just, you're just switching around too much. You're just switching around too much, and that's not going to get you anywhere. When you speak in nonsense, when you're ignorant of wisdom, and you're staying silent when the truth is needed, this is times when you starve yourself. You starve yourself, and you starve only yourself, and hope maybe others if you're married. But you have to have wisdom to be able to know how to use your words and how to use the power of your words. Now, it's interesting because in the content creation world, it's actually quite sad because you see the most dumbest people, and that may not be the nice word, but I'm going to say it anyways. I'm choosing to not be silent about that because it's true. A lot of people in this world will listen to the dumbest people. They will listen to people that have no sense whatsoever. They will listen to people that hold no truth in what they're saying before they listen to people that are smart, people that have some type of sense, people that are here to uplift them. They'll listen to all these other people that's just not going to do nothing but deteriorate their minds before they listen to people that's going to uplift them. And it's sad, but this is just to show you that majority of the people aren't using their heads. They're not looking to progress. They're not looking to do better. They're just here for the moment. And right now, whatever this person is doing or saying that's ridiculous is the moment that I need. We can't be thinking like that. That's not the way to be thinking. We have to get past that. We have to get past that instant gratification of just, oh yeah, this is something that's funny or entertaining, so I'm gonna watch it right now. No, use this time right now to gain something that'll help uplift you so that you can move and progress in life, and maybe teach you some words that you could use that'll help you progress in life. I don't know. I don't know, man. But we also see these type of things when it comes to relationships. You ever realize? Oh my gosh. All right, I know you guys know somebody. Everybody knows that person. Especially if you is transcend the word I want to say? I want to say transcend. If you transcended past giving bad advice. Okay, here's the thing. When people are going through tough times, they rely on their friends. They rely on their closest friends. This is the problem that people have when they're choosing their friends. This is the issue that a lot of people have when it comes to giving advice. They don't give good advice. They just speak at the top of their lungs. And this is why it's important that you have to choose your friends wisely. And you have to choose what information you're going to give to specific friends. As I was growing up, I came to the realization that you can't trust everybody with certain information. You can still be friends with everybody, but you have to know who you can trust with what information and what they're going to do with it. I surprisingly have come to a point in life to where the people that I have within my circle that I talk to on almost a daily basis, also because of proximity, nothing against my people that are in Jersey, it's just it is what it is. I can go to them with anything because I know they're going to give me advice that's based off my best interest, and they're going to be considerate and take the time and try to understand the situation before they give me any type of advice. I've seen in my lifetime, and even today, people still have friends to where they tell me, to where I hear certain advice that they were given, and the face that I have right now is the face that I make because I'm like, why would you even think this? What prompted you to even think this? Where are you getting this nonsense from? Why is this person like? It just baffles me. And again, everybody comes from their own environment. They come from their own bubble, so they only know specific bit of information and grew up a specific way. But there's a lot of times where I would hear things from said person, not just one specific person, but depending on the situation, just insert the person for you. I would hear certain things from said person over and over and over again, and then my face just still the same. There hasn't been one time where I've heard somebody get advice from so and so, and I got the idea of, yes, that's good advice. You don't need to be consolidating to these people for advice. You don't need to be reaching out to these type of people for advice. These people are supposed to be uplifting and providing the best information for you and what you believe and what your morals and values are. If I'm a Christian, I'm not going to sit here and take advice from somebody that, emotional advice, trying to pick myself up from people that keeps talking about getting vibrations from people or looking at stones and all that stuff, because that's witchcraft to me. Why? Because you're relying on receiving certain information off of objects instead of God. So that's bad advice. If I'm talking to somebody about my marital problems and I'm talking to somebody that's single, which again, crazy situation to be in, I wouldn't recommend doing that. But if you got nobody else, then make sure that the person has at least something general to say. If their first response is, "Oh, you don't need that man anyways," bad advice. If we're talking about situations when it comes to marriage and their immediate thought is something that literally breaks up marriages and that's your solution, bad advice. Again, words are powerful. You need to be wise with your words. Do not speak of anything that you didn't think through or really consider what else is even out there. And if you're on the receiving end, do not just take anybody's advice. It's just a bad idea. You need to really consider everything that you're doing. Just like with somebody, when somebody comes with the idea, you're looking for money and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, just do OnlyFans." Now, for the people that are of this world, they're not going to think that this is a problem. But for people that are of the way and that follow the faith, this is a problem, because you could say, "Oh yeah, it's just OnlyFans. I just got to show my toes." I literally saw a TikTok about a couple. Now, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they were just joking, but they were making a video in regards to the idea of being in OnlyFans and I'm just showing my feet and stuff like that. You get X amount of dollars showing your feet and then you good, you got the money. But people are greedy and people are never satisfied. The second they'd be like, "Oh, they like knees as well," then they showing knees. And then next thing you know, they showing their hands and their arms and all that stuff. And next thing you know, before you know it, after a couple years, they're showing their whole body. It just becomes that simple. It's that simple. Anything that results into doing anything in a sinful nature, it gets worse as time progresses. Why? Because once again, like in the video that I said before, the more that we do things, the more it becomes okay. The more you find reasons to justify what it is that you're doing and the deeper that you go. Now, why did I do this? Because somebody that I called a friend used their words and suggested that I do this based on my situation. Now, again, depending on who you are, that could be a good idea. And if you're that person, I would recommend seeing my other videos, because there's a lot of things that's in this world, that's on this earth, that can get you things that you want in the immediate. But how's that going to help you in the future? How's that going to make you feel? How's that going to affect others around you? And where are you going when you die? These are all things to consider. But we need to be cognizant of everything that we say, and we need to be making sure that we're speaking with truth and uplifting with our brothers and our sisters in Christ and of the world to try and bring them to Christ. But once again, guys, don't take my word for it. Go ahead and read the word yourself. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.